Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for June for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the key strands to look out for, but please stay with me. I will dive deep to give you in forensic detail all the key dates and influences particularly relevant for your sign. Now this month begins with the Sun in your sector of relating. But the planet of communication, of course, Mercury, is in retrograde in a very picky part of your scope. So some snaggy details may have been causing some mischief towards the end of May, and you may still be experiencing that as you come into this month. The good news? Well, Mercury goes direct on the 3rd. But also there's going to be an opportunity to improve your relationships quite significantly this month. A lot of opportunities, and I want to share that information with you. And of course I need to tell you that Jupiter, your ruler, in the sign of Aries, which is a fire sign like yours, is a fabulous opportunity to be much more self-expressive, outgoing and interactive with others. And there's a brilliant link with Mars I need to tell you about within the scope of that. But Saturn goes retrograde the 4th. We also have a glorious link between Venus and Mars the first 12 days. On the 13th, Mercury goes into your opposite sign, followed by Venus the 23rd. Really exciting for your love life. And on the 14th, there is a very tricky and complex full moon in your sign. So I'll be focusing quite a lot on that. I need to tell you about the solstice. There's so much to share, so please stay with me. If you would like to ascend above this Zodiac broadcast and get much more from more serious astrology, if you give me 3 pieces of personal information of time, date and place, I will give you a roadmap that you can use to guide your life for the rest of your life. I'll also give you a 12-month forecast for the next year, and together in a package give you 30% off. Please see the link below. Now, due to a lot of illnesses I've had in recent years, I've been slower to get to 100,000 subs than I would like. I'm nearly there. If you'd be so kind to click on or tap on the bell notification symbol and help to get me over the line, I'd be enormously grateful. But please stay with me for more. So Sagittarius, as this month begins, so the Sun is in your 7th house of relating, but also it's coming out of a glorious new moon which occurred on the last day of May. So that sets the tone. If you can meet people halfway, have a more collegiate approach to situations, there's every chance some big improvements can happen in the accord and understanding you have with other people. And the reason for this is that Mercury emerges from a very brittle, picky, and even sort of a part of your situation which may have given you quite a lot of tension and headaches at the end of last month. It's actually going to really start to get easier for you as the month goes on. But by the 13th, the lines of communications with others really improve. Your natural ability to see the big picture and be very democratic is enhanced by Mercury moving into its home zone of Gemini once more. Now Venus moves into this area on the 23rd, which can be super good because this is a very powerful transit which can be brilliant for forging new relationships, and someone special could come into your world. But also in the first 12 days of this month, Venus is forging a very special link to Mars, the planet of passion. And that's in your 5th house of romance. And that's going to give you a lot of extra sense of attractiveness. And also with Jupiter, your ruler, aligned with Mars for the first 4 days of June, that's a power-packed combination which can give you a lot of pizzazz and a lot of ability to really levitate the qualities you have, particularly creative qualities. But if you're wanting to spellbind someone that you really fancy, well, this is a fantastic combination for sure. Give you a bit more devil-may-care approach. Also, of course, Saturn does go retrograde on the 4th in your sector of everyday relating, but also of technology. Unfortunately, with all the updates we all get these days, and some people obviously like to have the latest cutting-edge telephone, mobile phone, handset, or computer, or other gizmos, then that may be something with Saturn's retrograde that you may be interested in using to scrutinize the opportunities in this area. If you're someone who uses these things but not quite so up on them, I think Saturn moving through this area could give you an opportunity to get better informed, whether it's if you want your own website, whether it's you are wanting to get a new mode of transport, whether you're wanting to make your life more efficient around how you communicate your ideas. Saturn retrograde can help you do that. But of course, Saturn retrograde can also cause some issues. And the third house could be with a sibling, a neighbour, short journeys. All these things, you need to work on the communication the best you can. But the 13th, Mercury moving into your opposite sign. But also on the 13th, the Sun in Gemini forges a glorious link to Saturn, which goes on through to the 19th. So if there is something you need to share, something you need to impress someone about, to be not just persuasive in terms of charm, but persuasive factually, because you've really done your due diligence. You can be sensational in terms of articulating your message in a way which can gain respect for what you're trying to say and what you're trying to do. But the full moon on the 14th is, to be honest, all about relationships. Because as much as there is big relationship potential this month, if there is a tie in your world that isn't working so well, and it could be with a friend, it could be with a family member, it could be with a neighbour, it could be in a community, I think that's something that's really, really going to be very important to you on the back of this particular Sagittarius full moon, because it's squaring to Neptune in your sector of emotion. So your sensitivity around relationships in general is going to be incredibly heightened in the last 2 weeks of this month. So although Mercury and Venus bring opportunities on the back of that Gemini new moon that brought you into the month, you need to feel really sure that you can absolutely trust on where someone's coming from. I don't want you to be fearful. I just want you to be aware of the potential challenge. But on the 21st, if you do need to check out the difference between what someone's saying and what they really mean, the summer solstice gives you a great opportunity to try, because that's the beginning of the second cardinal quadrant of the year. And for you, you're diving deep. This is where you're really evaluating things at a much deeper psychological level. The 23rd, however, does see Venus move into your 7th house, and the combination of the summer solstice and Venus moving into this area could presage someone very important coming into your world. We mustn't see full moons as only being about challenges. They can be about opportunities, but this opportunity is asking you to listen to your gut instinct. The 28th, however, ironically sees Neptune go into a retrograde. If finding exactly the right place for you to live, where you can really flourish, where you feel at peace, but you feel stimulated, where it's easy to get sleep, there's the space that's very important to you, that's something you're really going to aspire to from the 28th through to December the 4th. But it also may be important to you to add to your family unit by a new arrival, and that may be the magic that you're looking for, and that's possible with Neptune diving deep. So the more submersible side of your nature is definitely aroused by Neptune's retrograde. The 29th, however, could bring some significant opportunities around money into your situation in the following month, and that's because this new moon squares up to your ruler Jupiter, but Venus, the lesser benefic, and Jupiter, the greater benefic, so in other words the two planets of luck, are actually in a beautiful alliance as this month draws to a close. What's not to like? It's just that you need to make sure that the business side of things is really all lined up, researched, presented, defined in a very clear way coming through the new moon in Cancer. But with Jupiter, you're given confidence, you're given enthusiasm, you're given sex appeal. I mean, your sex appeal this month, Sagittarius, is absolutely going to skyrocket. But Mars and Pluto are in quite a stormy relationship as the month comes to a close, the last 3 days. And this could draw you to someone who you have a real connection with, mesmeric, you know, real sparks. But it may be someone who's quite a strong personality, and that could lead to a battle of wills. Equally, you may decide that there may be someone that you find so irresistible that you just have to go with the moment.